So, hello guys. So I was actually learning JavaScript and came across this book, as you already all should know, about the eloquent JavaScript. Okay, I was reading that book and going through the first chapter. So I thought of like sharing what was there in that first chapter. So I have had some experience with JavaScript before. Okay, so let's get started. So initially, we all know that the numbers in JavaScript, like these ones or twos, like okay, yeah. So if any numbers in JavaScript are like this, like let's just say, for suppose we have this number 12. So this actually comes from the binary ones, where we have a bunch of binary elements like 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, and that's a little bit more. Okay, come on. Yeah. So in order to do it, like in order to get the 12, what we need is we might need 0, 0, 1, 1. Let me make it with space. Yeah. So 0, 0. Yeah. So it will something look like this, and here 32 will become 0, and the 16 is 0, 8 is 1, and plus 4 is 1, that will become 12. So we'll need like this kind of thing to make the the actual number 12. So whenever in JavaScript we use operators, like there are different operators, right? Okay, how do we bring another text? Okay, so there are different operators. Maybe here we put them as numbers. Okay, now there are different. Why is this cursor is not going in? Okay, operators. Next, or S, right? Yeah, and we have different operators, right? We have plus, and we have minus, and we have multiplication, and also division, and one more operation is there, that is modulo. So basically these are all unary operators, uh, sorry, binary operators. So basically what these will do is they'll take two operands, like two values. So they need two values. If you go into console here, let me make it a bigger. Okay, so whenever we need to use a plus, we'll use like 2 plus 6. So this plus needs two arguments to produce the value. So that's why it is called an binary operator. And whenever, like, if we had a situation or a scenario like this, let's just say like 10 plus 6 into 3. We actually thought like first it will add the 10 with 6, that is 16, and 16 multiplied by 3, that is 48. But here the multiplication happens first, that is 6 into 3, that uh, that that is 18, and plus 10, that is 28. So it's kind of like 10 plus 6 star 3, right? So if we want this 10 plus 6 should happen first, we need to wrap it around this parenthesis. So we are telling the browser or the console to do this calculation, this 10 plus 6 first, and then do the multiplication later of this calculation happened first. So this is because of the precedence. This multiplication has higher precedence, and then comes the addition. So basically, the multiplication and the division actually they have the same precedence, and also the plus and the subtraction. That means the addition and the subtraction also have the same precedence. So whenever we have a situation like 10 plus 2 minus 4, what this does is it adds the it like calculates the operations from left to right. So from left, so from here it will do the do this like first it will do 10 plus 2, and that is 12, and it will then subtract 4 from there, that is 12 minus 4, uh, that will be 8. Anyway, in this addition and subtraction, since the result is same, we'll do with multiplication. Let's just say we have 3 multiplied by 3 minus 4, so that is 9 minus 4, that is 5. And if we do something like 4 minus 5 into 3, that is minus 11. This is because these two have the same precedence, and this operation works from left to right. Let me just clear it. Okay, so after the numbers and this precedence, we can also have like go and check the precedence table. Precedence in JS. So here we can go under this link and check the precedence table. They'll have a precedence table. Yeah, here it is. Here you can check what symbols have how much precedence and how they are all about them. So after this, we have next we have special symbols or the special numbers. Sorry, special numbers. Okay. Let it be there. Okay, and I'm struggling again. Okay, special numbers. You might be known about this. So one special number is infinity, and another one is that that is not a number. So if we come here and type infinity, it gives us infinity, and if we check the type of this infinity, it is a number. So whenever we do some unusual maths like 0 divided by 0, that gives us a not a number. And something like, let's just say, string multiplied by, sorry, we have an idea for another long string. Okay, it is not giving infinity. I thought it will give, yeah. So after entered a very long string, it is giving infinity because there is at some point the memory can't store that much long number, and it will produce the infinity number. We also have minus infinity, and the plus infinity will refer the number in positive integer, and the negative infinity will refer the number in the negative integer. So after that, nan means not a number. We have that too. Nan, that is that just gives that just produces whenever we do unusual maths, like whenever we multiply a string with a number, it will give not a number. So after that, we have strings. Okay, let me just go here again, add another checkbox or text box, and strings, strings. Okay, okay, let it be there like that. So this is not looking good. Okay, here, yeah. So strings, actually, we kind of declare strings in three formats. One is in double quotes, and sorry, backticks. Those are called backticks. And another one is in double quotes, and another one is in single quotes. So the most useful are the backticks, because in backticks we kind of can use a variable. So I'll show what I mean. So let's just say this is a string. This is actually a variable because we haven't defined them in any strings. I mean quotes. So this is a string. This is it's string in double quotes. Let me just write it the same in the single quote. So everything is same. Let me just write the same in backticks. So everything is same, and make sure that whatever you started in the start, like you started this with the backtick, you cannot end it with the string like this single string. So you have to end it with the backtick only. So okay, I think what I did, how to exit from it, I don't know. Okay, I pressed Control Z a couple of times. Okay, let me just show you what is the advantage of the backticks. So let's just say I declared a variable a, and it has a value of 6. So if I has to use this value of 6 in some string, okay, string, okay, string, I need to add or concatenate with a, then it will give the string 6. And yeah, there is no space between string and 6. So what we need to do is we need to again add a space here, and we need to concatenate with this, so that will provide with the space. So same goes with the single tick as well. So if we use the backticks, what is the advantage with it is we can literally use a variable inside it by referring something like this. So whatever it is there inside the flower brushes, it will treat it as a variable, and that produces a string with space 6, and this gives us more clarity and less leads to less confusion. So yeah, after that, in strings, whenever we wanna give an extra line, like a new line, we'll use /n. So str. After this str, let's just say we're producing a number, right? This number should come in the next line. Currently, it is not coming. These both are coming in the same line. So, in order to make them come in the next line, what we need to do is we need to introduce a backslash and \n. So after a backslash, whatever the character we are giving here, right? So this character has a special meaning to it. Here /n means new line, it's supposed to print it on a new line, and why it does not printing it on a new line? Hmm, why it is not printing it on a new line? Okay, let me just go here. Maybe it will not work. Um, it will not work in the console. Let me try it here. Let me just name and protein one HTML template, JavaScript tag, and inside script tag, and just console.log script /n6. Just run it and check the console here. Yeah, if you can see here, this 6 is coming now in a new line. Maybe it's not working in the original console or some problem with it. Okay, it's the basically the slash and or the backslash, which is this backslash. This refers the next character has some meaning. So if we want to print the slash and exactly how it is, so what we need to do is we need to wrap them inside two backslashes like this. Sorry, yeah, like this. So if we can wrap them, make it a big. So if we can wrap them inside two backslashes like this, then if we run it, it will just produce just like this. And this is the 6 is taken as a special character because as I told you. Okay, this is unexpected. Backslash. The content should be here. Expected token. Okay, menu language. Yeah, I think only one backslash. Yeah, I made a mistake there. So whenever we want to just exactly print how it is with the backslash itself, then we need to add an extra backslash. So after this, what we have is okay. So here, how the JavaScript stores the strings is every string is associated with a number actually. If we go into another website called Code, and if any number or any letter that I press here is associated with some number, and I think it starts with 65 and ends with 90. Yeah. So here all this variables, sorry, the letters, alphabets are associated with some number, and that's how JavaScript represents different letters. It kind of stores these numbers again in binary, and then it gives us the alphabets. So for emojis, it's different actually. For emojis, it stores in a different way. That's we can look into that in maybe in another video. Because I don't know about that too. I need to do a little bit of research. So what we have is now strings actually cannot be multiplied or divided or subtracted, but strings can be added. That is the concatenation. You already saw like I'm added the variable 6 to the string. So str1 if I do like str2. So these strings can be added, but they cannot be multiplied or subtracted. Everything will produce an A. If I do and division, right? So if I do something like this will produce a name that will be not a number. So next we have unary operators actually. So I can go here, we can add another, maybe here, unary operators. And unary operators basically take only one argument and gives us the result. This is cursor is not going inside. It's taking too much long. Yeah. So one example of unary operator is this one, the not symbol. So uh, if we just give it like this, so it will go, just flip the value 0. 0 is actually false in JavaScript, and any other value in JavaScript is true. And also empty string is false in JavaScript, so that gives us true. And any other value is true, that gives us false. So this is the unary operator. Next comes Boolean operators. Text box please. Boolean operators. And now it takes some time. Okay, Boolean operators, basically it is true or false. So as I said before, 0 is false value. We can check the Boolean type of it. Boolean of 0. It will either give us true or false if based on the value. And these are Boolean values. And for some reason, all the uppercase variables like capital A, capital A is always less than small a. That gives us true. And if we keep it greater than, it gives us false. So this capital A value is always less than the small letters, and this is same for all the variables. Capital Q, but the small q gives us false, just like that. And another thing is if we try to equal not a number to not a number, like if we compare them, it gives us false. This is like a not a number is basically used for any operations that does not make sense in JavaScript, like multiplying the string with a number. That does not make sense. So basically, not a number will not be equal to any other number or any other thing in JavaScript. So next comes the logical operators. Okay, we have the box here. Logical operators. Okay, okay, let me move it. Okay, logical operators or logical and. Come on, go into the box. Logical and logical or that. So basically, logical and logical or only logical and only executes when the first element and the second element is true. So logical OR executes whenever at least one element is true. So what happens is that 0 is false, right? And if we implement the OR symbol here and give it 2 here, this prints 2 because this thing is false. So it checks for the next value if it is true or false and returns the next value. So here, if we have a single double quotes, uh, this empty string is also false in JavaScript, but it returns it anyway because there is no other value that it has to check. So here 0 is false and it goes to the next value, and this empty string is also false and it returns it anyway. But if we give it a true value on the starting only and apply logical OR, it does not even check the next string, no matter what. The first value is true. It returns the first value itself. And when it comes to AND, if we give logical AND as 1, it throws the first value because in order to execute the second value, the first value must be true here. So 0 is false. So it throws the first value as it is. So if we give 1, so 1 is true, right? And we gave 0. 0 is false. So the first value is true. Then it comes to the second value and checks the second value and outputs the second value. That is the logical and yeah, these two are binary operators because they also need two arguments. And the ternary there is also one ternary operators that deals with the three operators. We'll talk about it in a second. So you can also check the like precedence for these binary and ternary operators here in this precedence table. Everything will be here. This logical and logical OR. This has a precedence of 6 and 7. You can go and check it there. And then comes the ternary operator. To clear it, okay. And then comes the ternary operator. So this ternary operator basically takes three arguments. And I forgot to here. Let me put it here only. Ternary operators. So ternary operator looks something like this. So there will be a condition here and it checks for the condition. If it's true, it executes this statement, and if it's false, it executes FALSE, right? So if it's false, it executes the next statement. Yeah. So let's just say let A is equal to 0. Okay. So 0 is basically false, right? So I'll check for A. If it is true, it brings string 1, and if it is false, it brings string 2. So 0 is obviously false, so it brings the string 2. Let me just give it another value, A equal to 1. No, 1 is true because other than 0, every other element is true. So if I execute the same condition again, now it gives string 1 because A is true now. So basically any other condition we can check, like 3 is greater than 5, that is false, and I can check 1, 2. It prints 2 because 3 is not greater than 5. That gives us a false value. So next there are empty values, those are like null and undefined. and it's not working properly. I'll just show it here. So there is one value null, which means an empty value, and also undefined. That is also empty value. Let me show you if possible. So I just uh, ran a function like this console log function, and it returned undefined. If something doesn't know what to return, it has to return something in JavaScript. These operators or functions, they has to return something. So if it doesn't know what to return, then it will return undefined. And null is like an empty value. These two are identical. We can use null for empty values. Like let's just say when we are initializing a variable, we don't know what it can be. It can be an array, it can be a number, it can be a string. But initially we don't know. We can assign it a null value. And here also, if you see this operator or this operation does not know what to return, so it returned undefined. So let me clear that. That is Control L. Yeah. So next is automatic type conversion. So automatic type conversion. This is actually, uh, let me show you. If we try to add 5 with 1, it will give us 51 because it automatically converts this 1 into string. Uh, you might be thinking like why it does not convert the 5 into a number and the answer will be 6. That is because I think JavaScript will check for concatenation first and then goes for arithmetic operations. So if we do the similar thing with subtraction, it actually does the arithmetic operation. Here it converts this file into a number because the JavaScript knows that subtraction is not possible with the strings. So whenever we try to print like 8 multiplied by null, it gives 0. And yeah, whenever we do uh, a string with a number, it gives not a number. And another interesting thing is whenever we check compare two things, false, as I told you before, 0 is false in JavaScript. That is because it will try to convert like uh, whatever it is doing here, it is converting this 5 into a number. It will try to convert this 0 into a boolean, and it will convert it into false. So in order to strictly check, not do the type conversion, like currently it is converting right this 0 into a boolean value. So in order to not do this conversion, we need to use triple quotes. So yeah, if we use triple quotes, now it gives us the false. Now it is not doing the conversion. It has to exactly match in order to give us the true without the type conversion. So yeah, whenever we also check with, we can also check with this undefined. I spelled it wrong. Undefined. Now it is doing the type conversion here, and if we use triple equal to, it is not doing the type conversion here. That is why this is giving false. Okay, why I'm always hitting this comment? Control L. Okay, okay. What we have next is the short circuiting of logical operators, which we discussed before. This is just like when we check for user. Here, this null value is false. That's why it's coming to second argument. If that null value is true, let me make it a true value by giving it a number. It does not even care about the second argument. It just throws the first argument itself because the first argument is string. And when it comes to variables, just this is like we can also check with other strings. Or from it goes with string because string is a valid. Uh, I mean the positive value. It is a true value. So that's why it goes with string. And of course, you know the scenario and logical and it only goes to the second argument when the first argument is true. If the first argument is false, it will not go into the second argument. It just throws the first argument itself, just like that. Okay, so yeah, that's it. That's about it. We looked into numbers, strings, booleans, undefined, long, not a number, and some arithmetic operations, string concatenations, and some comparison operators. For the comparison operators, we have double equal to, which is giving error because they are not equaling to anything. So we have double equal to, then we have triple equal to, we have not equal to, that is this, and strictly not equal to, that is this, and then we have less than, greater than, less than equal to, greater than equal to, and yeah, pretty much those are the comparison operators, and the logical and the logical are you have already seen, and the ternary operators. Yeah, pretty much that's it. Thank you guys for watching. And I forgot to mention another thing. Please do like, share, and subscribe if you like the content. Thank you.